Good morning, good evening. This is Rahul Reddy, head of CL Bangalore. I am with Ayesha Khan. She is the All India rank holder 4 for ILET. So, congratulations on all our behalf. And can we just know how you're feeling right now? When did you actually come to know?
Right. So I checked the results. Well, my mom checked the results as soon as the results came out, actually. So very recently, perhaps an hour ago. So I'm certainly still processing it, I would say, but I am very excited, of course. So
Great. So, one more thing I think to add to your happiness is your close friend also seems to have got a national rank.
I haven't actually talked to a lot of my friends right now.
You haven't talked to Shitika?
I haven't. I do not know Shitika's rank yet.
Shitika is rank 6. So,
Oh,
I
wow.
believe both
Yeah.
studied at the same Indiranagar
Yeah.
Center, and I think you kind of collaborated also a little bit. So
Yeah. We're in a study group together, so we
yes, so
just haven't discussed it. Yeah.
that's a double plus. That's as
Yeah.
I'm sure you can text her once this interview is over. So let's start from the beginning. You are a 2 year student, classroom student at CL Indiranagar. So that perhaps means that you were very clear about law as a career early.
Yeah, I was actually. I have been very clear about law since I was 8 years old, actually. So this has been going on for a while. My elder
Okay.
brother is a lawyer. He was from Jodhpur in NLU, and he's currently working in the Supreme Court. So I guess I was exposed to it very early on, and I knew what I wanted pretty early in life. So it was something which interested me, and since then I've just been set on law.
So it's a path to Supreme Court for you too.
Well, I haven't decided what I'm going to be doing after college yet, but that's certainly there to figure out.
Perhaps a judge too. Uh, good. I think while yes, corporate law is probably the and the law firms are the pay stuff. Obviously, Supreme Court lawyers and judges have a great degree of respect. Good. So, tell me a little more about how you prepared.
Right. So, like you said, I've been in CL since grade 11, but I don't think I did a lot in grade 11. Frankly, I really started like solid preparation since I started giving mocks, which was probably December of last year. But I really pulled up in probably October of this year once I was done with like my school exams. So, and ALET was also announced very late. When we came to know that was in December. But before that, I'd been doing CLAT. So I didn't miss any mocks. I've done all the career launches CL mocks. I've done CLAT mocks and I've done all of the ALET mocks. So that was one thing for me. Apart from that, I was doing GK along with my study group. Animesh sir, of course, was a huge help. So we've done a lot of GK, and I was practicing math every day, stuff like that.
Hmm. So, I think that is something that everybody should take note because there is a clear correlation between taking analyzing marks and effective performance. Something that we have observed over the years for across all toppers. I think I don't remember you missing any mock. I mean, that's what Deepa say. That's what your parents also say that you haven't missed any mock at all, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, on the day of ILET,
Mm.
paper was a bit of surprise. So, how would you react to that kind of scenario?
I mean, I think the main thing was for me, I wasn't very nervous when I went into ALET because I was just hoping for the best. But honestly, I was expecting a previous pattern because I was very comfortable with a lot of reading because of my speed. So I was looking forward to that. But when I saw the actual paper, I think the one thing which really helped me get through was convincing myself. And I knew that everyone would have got the same paper. And I've studied with a lot of people. And I knew that I could imagine their reaction to the papers as well, right? So I knew that everyone would be struggling and I just need to do good enough because no one's going to do excellently in this paper. So I think that's what got me through because the fact that everyone would be solving the same things as me right now. So I just hope for the best.
Good. And about the marks itself, well, yes, ILET was a bit of surprise. Would you say an exam like CLAT was pretty close to the experience that you got in the marks?
Yeah, I would say so. And I mean, one thing with CL mocks, I think, is that the ALET ones, one thing it prepared me was for the length or the time it took, because CL mocks have very long passages in ALET, which takes a little time to conquer. But once you've done it, I think speed definitely played to my advantage, both in CLAT as well as ALET. Because while ALET did not have a lot of reading, it still helped if you were fast. And of course, since I was able to attempt more questions, that probably worked in my favor as well.
Okay, good. So, what would you tell people who are preparing? I mean, there is a set of people in Indranagar itself you might see preparing for the next CLAT in December, CLAT and ALET, of course. And what would you tell them?
I mean, frankly, it's an experience for sure. I think for studying for both CLAT and ALET, there's not much difference. I don't think I did much differently. It was the GK remained the same. Logic, to be prepared for anything, I did practice some numerical type logics on the side since we were expecting only written logic, but they did end up giving like blood relations and direction and stuff. So it's always better to be prepared for something which may not be possible. And mocks, I think, is one thing I did. Like you said, I didn't miss any of them. So I gave a lot of mocks, but it depends on every person because I gave one almost every day. But that's because I was pretty comfortable with giving mocks and scoring them. So that's probably something you should keep in mind. Otherwise, yeah.
Also requires a certain amount of balancing along with 11 and the 12th academics. So that
Right.
another issue, yes. But how would you analyze the marks, and then what would you take as learning from the marks?
Right. So in CL mocks in ALET, actually, I think I was scoring in 80s a majority of the time.
Hmm.
I think I scored 100 plus once only, but even the mock right before ALET, I scored in 80s. But I
Hmm.
think the thing from that is GK, of course, I used to analyze entirely, but those were from Manthan, so Manthan helped a lot. But GK was again the same as I did for CLAT. Apart from that, I would go over all the questions I got wrong, and some of the ones I got right, even though if I had some confusion in them. So even if I by chance or by luck got it right, I still wanted to go back to it. But I think it's more about learning from what you've done wrong. And the thing with critical reasoning or written type logical reasoning questions is that they tend to follow a pattern, which is very hard to crack. And sometimes it is honestly very frustrating because it seemed to be very subjective. But after a while, if you practice it enough, I guess you do get a hang of it. So I guess going over the mocks and analyzing them helps in that way.
Right. Any specifics on tips on strategy? How do you balance your time, which section to start, that kind of stuff, which can help?
Right. So frankly, for ALET, since we got it very late, the news about ALET, and I started preparation only then, I didn't strategize very much. I was following a similar pattern to CLAT. In ALET, I attempted it from the beginning, so I attempted it in order of the questions. That didn't really affect anything in the actual ALET since it didn't follow sections at all. But I guess that helped because I had planned out the amount of time I would take for each section. So you should also be prepared for that at the end because you couldn't divide time anymore since English and logical were mixed up per passage. So, I mean, I don't know if this counts as a strategy, but being prepared for the unprepared is certainly something you
True.
can look forward to, especially in ALET. So, that's something which helped me out, being calm there. And for strategy, honestly, just preparing to your fullest because glad there could be a set strategy, but ALET, at this point, you just have to give your best.
Okay, so there is no coffee hamper, but let's do some rapid fire. NLU Delhi or NLS Bangalore?
Oh, I don't know. I honestly love both of them. So, I'm going to say both. I don't know if that's an option, but I'm going to say both.
Okay, right. So party out or party at home? Now that there's reason to celebrate.
Party at home. I want to say party out, but my social battery has been dead. So I'm going to say party at home.
Okay, right. So bucket list of things to do because you may not have time after joining NLU.
Oh, I definitely do have a bucket list. I was actually making this before CLAT and ALET because I needed something to look forward to. But I have a lot of things on my bucket list because my winter holidays are coming up. I want to hang out with friends. Then I want to go back to debating because I really love debating, and that's something I gave up for a while I was studying for CLAT and ALET. So I definitely want to get back to the things I was doing, watching shows and movies. So there's a huge bucket list waiting.
Okay, probably Avatar 2.
I'm sorry?
Avatar 2?
Huh? I'm sorry, what?
Avatar, the movie,
Oh,
The Way of the.
Avatar. Oh, the movie, right. Okay, I haven't watched the first one, but I was looking forward to watching this one. I'll probably go and watch it with my brother tomorrow, honestly. Yeah.
True. Great. Okay, so I think that's probably it. If we can, I think your parents are in the room, so a quick
Yeah.
word with them. Yeah.
Very good evening, sir.
Good evening, ma'am.
So in fact, I we met I think a few Sundays back,
Yes,
and
I remember.
you gave your when I told you about everything, I was little nervous, and I said, "Sir, she's scoring in 100 in CLAT or this thing." But then you had given me so much confidence that, "Ma'am, she's doing good. Don't worry. It will be
Yes.
so." It was really good.
No, I think what we can very clearly see is she's very assured. She knows exactly what to do. Mind is clear. The hard work, I think I mean, mock every day is just a lot. I mean, most people do about 2 mocks a week. So
Yes.
doing a mock every day is big, right?
Her plus point is her speed. She goes very fast. Sometimes I used to do with her. I just to say, Aisha, let me also do along with. By the time I reached third, she used to finish and all the thing. What are you doing? I get nervous with you. So it was
Right.
like
I
I
think
think
what
one thing,
also
yes, sir. Hmm.
No, I said I think what also paid off the amount of seriousness that was brought in by CLI towards the mock in the
Yeah.
beginning, and that really we took it as a gospel truth, and that's where you see that she was taking all the mocks right from one to the last till it happened, and that was really good. And then the analysis that was done every week that came through the CL experts and the SMEs, that was again very very helpful. And just a bit of thing which I particularly wanted to, I mean, your support from the organization of CL has been great, but one thing would be, it will not be complete if I don't mention Deepa ma'am, an institutional presence in your Bangalore Indiranagar center. She was immensely supportive, and kudos to her amongst the GK sir,
And of course, Animesh sir.
Animesh sir, not
Animesh,
to forget, he is an icon. Hats off to him for his support, dedication, keeping the kids in good humor through all that you can talk about. It's a great journey.
I would just like to add that CL box are very much in line with what comes in CLAT. Very much in line. So it really helps, sir. And thank you so much, sir. And that day talk, I always remember the way you said, ma'am, don't worry. Even I give the paper, I know she'll do. So it gave me so much confidence.
I know, ma'am. I'm pretty sure she will do well. I just checked her attempt. She has not checked the score. I'm pretty sure she'll get a very good rank in CLAT. फिर आपको डिसाइड करना पड़ेगा कि दिल्ली जाना है कि बैंगलोर. Right?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's true. That's true.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much, sir, once again. It's still to sink in because we had not really, that day she had told me when she had gone for IELTS that you are not going to open the paper till I finish with my CLAT thing. So he took the bag and she kept it inside and locked. So we were not like, we were not allowed to see it. Otherwise, I'll get discouraged if it's not good kind. So
Right,
it's like,
right,
oh.
right.